Hey, it's Michael Angelo Caruso. I just did a video similar to this for the Present Like a Pro group on Facebook, and I wanted to do a shorter, pithier, been waiting to use that word today, pithier version for all my friends on this platform. Let's do it. Saturday clothes, Saturday hair, because it's Saturday. I wanted to help you understand how you could get more from your presentations in 2024 or any year, really. And the secret to this is going to be having 5 things at the same time. Now, the early simple version of this is you just need one word. It's a platform, hashtag platform. Because when you have a platform, it makes it easier to do everything. The hard part is getting the platform because you need 5 things to level up your game in the speaking world. And I say this whether or not you want to go pro, whether you want to make double your income from revenue from speaking, which some people want to do. If you've never made money, how to get paid for the first time. If you just want to get more speaking invitations, whatever level up means to you, you're going to need these 5 things. And it's easy to get one of them at a time, although you would have a hard time getting 5 in a row in quick succession because there's a learning curve for it. But when you have these 5 things at the same time, magical things happen. I'm going to run them down for you right now. They are 4 C's and a T. I'm going to save the T for last. But you need these 5 things. Just like you need 5 things to get a garden to grow. You need the W and you need the 4 S's. The what? Water, obviously, is the W for growing a garden. And the 4 things you need, the 4 S's are seed, soil, sun, and fertilizer. You thought I was going to say shit. Fertilizer. That's the S, right? And when you have those 5 things, and you have to have them all at the same time, things germinate and whatever you're growing bears fruit. It's a similar, analogous situation in the speaking world. 5 things, you have to have them all 5 at the same time. And when you do, things germinate, your speaking activity bears fruit. So let's do it. 4 C's and the T. The number one thing that you need are customers. Without customers, you have no audience. Without any audience, you're not a speaker, right? And so whether you're getting paid or not, you need customers. The customer, if it's a non-paid customer, you're doing free talks. Nothing wrong with that. I still do free talks all the time, usually getting something from it. If not money, I'm getting something from it. But you have to have customers in order to level up your game. Second thing you need is content. You got to have something to say when you do your talk. Makes sense, right? And the content has to be above average. Just like it would help if your customers were above average. We'll talk about that on another call. But above average customers, above average content is very useful in our line of work. The third thing that you need is very difficult, and it's the hardest thing to talk about, and that's consistency. Because if you give one good presentation and you get invited to do another with someone else, and that presentation is not so good, you're not going to get any invitations from that second gig. In fact, it will keep you from getting gigs for months if you're not good, because word gets out. I mean, think of it this way. When Fleetwood Mac got started, if they did one good concert and then one bad concert and then one good concert and then 2 bad concerts, you wouldn't know who Fleetwood Mac is today. They had to be good every single night. And it has to be that way when you're speaking, when you're presenting. So 3 things so far. You need customers, you need content, and you need to be consistent. That's the hardest one to talk about. And there are tricks, of course, and people that can show you how to do this. The 4th C is carry out. You have to have something that's you that people can take or buy or use without it being you. And the reason for this is due to something called the time value of money. You can't be slaving this every minute of the day trying to make things happen. You've got to have some book or course, online course, or coaching program, right, that allows you to scale Otherwise, you're just looking to fill every day with live talks. So to have carryout is really important. The other benefit of carryout, say a book, is that if a meeting planner or somebody that books keynotes finds out you have a book, it justifies your fee. Whatever your fee is, you're closer to justifying it. So an average speaker can make more money speaking if they have published a book. And they can make even more money if it's a really good book. But just the fact that you have a book, because that's a weird thing. People don't read the book to know that you're a better speaker than they thought you were. They just see that you have the book. They might read it later. I'll read it later. Meanwhile, they just tell everybody, oh yeah, he's got a book. He's got a book. I met a lady on an airplane once who were just chatting, just talking. And she says, well, she was reading a book. Nothing gets by me, right? She says, oh, Michael, nice to meet you. She says, what do you do for a living? And I said, kind of like in a quiet tone, nobody else needs to hear this, right? I said, I'm an author. And she whispered it back to me. You're an author? Yeah, I'm an author. An author. It was like I was a high priest or Brad Pitt or something, She goes, what have you written? And I said, well, I'm an author of the 5 Cool Ideas books. I've written a book called Work Hacks. I wrote a book about my father's letters. It's called Dear Michael Angelo. And she says, she doesn't know if they're any good. She doesn't know if I can write. And she says, where can I get them? She's still whispering. She says, where can I get your books? So I told her. So when you have carryout, it raises your status. It raises your the impression that people have of you, and it's the best thing ever. So the 4 C's are customers, content, consistency, and carryout. And the T that you have to have in order to make it in the business. And it's maybe even the least important, because if your other 4 are really good, you don't have to be the most talented speaker. But it helps to have talent as a speaker. I've been teaching presentation skills now for many, many years. I've lost track, probably 2 decades. And the reason I feel qualified to do this and people pay me money to do this is because I've spoken in 49 of the 50 states. I've spoken on 6 continents, all paid presentations. I've made a lot of money in the speaking business, but more importantly, I've learned a lot and I've got to help a lot of people in the speaking trade. And that's why I run a group on Facebook called Present Like a Pro. And that's why I'm interested in helping people like you level up their game in the speaking and presentation business. If you're interested, first thing I would do is get the free stuff, right? Join the group, Present Like a Pro on Facebook, and turn your notifications on so you're actually getting notified when I post, because I'm posting strategies there, free to you, right? And then the second thing I would do is book a breakthrough call, because everybody that's in the group gets a free consult with yours truly. I don't pawn this off to one of my minions. I don't have any minions. 0. It's you and me on the call, and you're presenting to me, and I give you real-time advice on what to do next. Free consult. We call it a breakthrough call because everybody gets some aha in that call. I've got a billion testimonials about it, and it would be my pleasure to help you. So I would do those 2 things. Join the group for free, do the breakthrough call for free. Let's see if we have anything in common. If we want to hang out more together, let's do it. I'm always interested in having more friends. Thank you very much for joining me on this Saturday clothes and hair day. Keep making yourself better. I appreciate you. See you next time.